Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, Vibing at the Dark _ with Mo. And if you're new to my channel, how about hit that subscribe button? And if you're a returning subscriber, how about sending it to a family or a friend so they can vibe out with us? And please, 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 please make sure y'all like this video. It helps out a lot. So, as y'all can tell by the thumbnail, we are going to be talking about Eboni KWilliams, Iyanla Vanzant, and DJ Envy and Charlamagne from the Breakfast Club. This is a viral story. If y'all have not heard about it, which a lot of y'all probably already heard about it, I'm going to be breaking it down here if for the ones who have not heard about it. So Eboni KWilliams is the young lady to the left of the screen. And if you guys don't know her by face, she is an American lawyer and a television host. She co-hosts the late night talk show State of the Culture on Revolt TV. She co-hosts the talk show on WABC Radio in New York City and was the co-host of Fox News in 2017 show Fox News Specialist. And just in case you've been hiding up under a rock and don't know who Iyanla Vanzant is, on your right hand side, she is a doctor and she is a therapist. She had her own TV show, Iyanla Fix My Life, and she worked with a lot of celebrities on their traumas. Just an all-around life coach. Okay, so before I get into the meat and potatoes of what's going on in current today, y'all know how I like to go back from the original start of what's been going on. Iyanla Vanzant went on to Eboni Williams' show, and they had like a whole podcast going on, talking about regular general stuff. But this particular topic, Iyanla had asked Eboni Williams, would she date a bus driver? Now, I done told y'all she's a lawyer and all of this and all of that. And Eboni's response was if he was the bus owner. So she received a ton of backlash from like everybody in the public, the community, like even Charlamagne and Envy like was talking about it. And they brought it on their Breakfast Club. Like this is the third day they're talking about now. So 3 days ago they brought on the Breakfast Club. And it went viral since then. So I'm going to play y'all this clip of the story so y'all can listen for yourself.
Date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus driver. But we think that it's another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together. I can build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I could build with a bus driver. So I think some of the criteria that we look for in the reality of today keeps us unhappy, keeps us angry, keeps us imbalance. And then when the men show up, we want to beat them up because they're not living up to our standards and criteria. And it's not working, beloved. It's just not working. So it's not that it's bad or wrong. It's obsolete. It's obsolete. We have to come up with a new way of being. I don't believe in carrying a man. A man has to do for himself.
Okay, Miss Eboni looked like she wasn't trying to hear none of what Iyanla had to say. She was being respectful, but you could tell by her face and her gestures that she was not really here for it. And then, like I tell y'all before, the Breakfast Club mentioned it on their show a couple days ago, and they had people calling in. And it was a lot of people like felt offended because a lot of people was like, well, they're regular essential workers, or they're bus drivers, or they're trash men, and they kind of took it personal, and they felt like she was basically looking down on the regular working men and women. And so DJ Envy, like I said, he was not feeling it either. But Eboni came back and she doubled down on what she said, and this is what she had to say. Listen to this.
So out of the 50,000 plus comments posted on social, I only saw a handful that even considered the possibility of a bus owner being a more aspirational position and recognizing that I am actually speaking and pouring into the ascension of black men when I said what I said. But see, no, some of y'all were too busy naming and shaming me personally and black women in general as undesirable, gold diggers, and much worse. Now, I suspect that some of y'all are the same men that were bringing home C's and D's on your report cards, only to then be coddled by parents that said, well, that's okay, as long as you're doing your best. Well, listen, I love and believe in the excellence of black men. So no, my dear, C's and D's or any other form of mediocrity is not okay. No, I will not create a soft place for you or anybody that I love to fall comfortably into the bigotry of low expectations. So I'm going to say one more time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with driving a bus. My mother Gloria drove one for years. But could it be that black America has been sold a narrative of average, regular, and typical being good enough for us? Well, see, that's called white supremacy. And in this case, it takes the form of conditioning black Americans to happily accept being a permanent American underclass. But see, because I know the truth about black folk in America, no, average is not and will never be good enough for me. And the gag is, I don't think it's good enough for you either.
So we're asking 800-585-1051. We got our guest co-host, Kim Whitley, here. Now, Kim, what's your thoughts on this?
I mean, you know my thoughts. I think Eboni needs to go ahead and date a bus driver. I think she needs to go ahead and see what that feels like. But the truth is this, I think.
So even after she doubled down and stand on what she said, that did not make the situation any better, because DJ Envy and a lot of other people still feel like she was missing the point of hurting people's feelings who are regular workers. And in my opinion, I honestly see both sides of the coin. In her defense, I see her being a 39-year-old woman that's already well put together, that's already like rich, have money, and an entrepreneur, is a lawyer, own businesses. She is not wanting somebody that's not on her same level and mindset. That's all what I feel like she was saying. And her preference is her preference. Everybody's preference is their preference. You can like it or not like it. That's your preference, and you should have your own preference. But on the other side of the coin, I can see other people getting offensive who are not on her level, or who are just regular workers. They're not business owners. But again, like she said, she is the type of person that always going to strive for more. And so all she is just pushing onto people to strive for more. You're like, yeah, you can be a bus driver, but try to strive to own the bus company. Basically, don't stay complacent and just try to work harder for better, for more, for greatness. And I can see what she mean by that. But I also feel like everybody's not meant to be a business owner. Everybody doesn't want to. They desire is not to be a business owner, and that's okay. So I understand, like, the people with the regular jobs. I have a regular job, of course. But people who are happy where they are, like, I understand that too. So just because you have a regular job, that don't mean you ain't living comfortably or you not, like, happy. Like, it's okay. Because somebody got to do the regular jobs and somebody got to do the more higher end quality of work. I mean, to each his own, really. I think this really been blown out of proportion. But Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy got her on their show for her to explain her side even more. And DJ Envy wanted all the smoke. He was ready, like, to throw shots back. And he was ready to, like, get on her and combat her. And basically, he felt some type of way because he knew how much of the people that she offended. And he was basically taking up for them and try to make her see their side of things. So y'all listen to this and y'all let me know what y'all think about this whole situation in the comment section below. And like this video if y'all would like more of our stories, more celebrity gossip. And I'll keep them coming. See y'all on the next one. Bye.
About was what you said, and everything that you said could absolutely positively be true. People were upset that they felt like that you were putting down the average person, quote unquote average job, and the person that was working the average job, that their what they do is not as good as what you do.
That's a projection, Envy. Envy, that's a projection because
I'll let you speak.
Go ahead,
Let me talk,
go ahead,
please.
Envy. Yeah.
So when you start talking about all this, and I read the comments just like you did because I wanted to prepare myself when you came up here to understand what people were mad about and understand what people were upset about. So when you're talking about all this brother this and the black man this and the white supremacy this and this, that, and the other, that's all to the side of how you felt about that quote unquote average job, right? And I'll be honest with you, right? And one of the comments that I said, and maybe I'm not sure, right? The guy was like, you talk about all this about lifting a brother up and lifting this up and white supremacy and what you do for our people. And then the first thing the brother said was, but your fiance was white. And I'm sitting there like, how do you talk about how much you uplifting and how much you're going for black people, but that's not necessarily what you're even looking for?
Well, first of all,
paging Dr. Umar, damn.
Well, let's address it, and let's not skip a beat. So, I would love to know how you, Envy, know what I'm looking for because we never had the conversation.
I don't know.
But
I'm telling you what people are saying on comments, what I've read, and I'm talking for them. I'm not a bus driver. I'm speaking for the average person out there because I feel for them because the bus drivers and the average person are what keeps these lights on here on the Breakfast Club. That's right. They keep me booking shows.
Nobody is saying. Okay, first of all, this is not about you booking shows.
I'm just telling you how I feel. So when you shit on the people that
first of all,
ride with me,
Envy, you're dead ass wrong for framing it as me shitting on them.
You don't think I was shitting on them?
I know it. First of all, I know it wasn't. I think what you're saying right now is irresponsible. I think what you're saying is irresponsible.
Do you listen to the calls, how people feel?
I think what you are framing right now in this moment is highly irresponsible. Because I'm going to. If you listen, I'm going to tell you. Because if you were to listen to all of the full Iyanla interview, the full sidebar, the full episode of Holding Court, nowhere in any of that commentary did I say a cross or negative word about the working class of Black America, of America broadly, or Black men. I'm going to get to the why was my fiance. Envy, let me finish this statement.
Do you know what
I'm
people
going
feel?
to get to.
Just because you didn't mean to hurt somebody, just because you didn't mean to affect somebody, doesn't mean you didn't hurt a community.
I
can say anything about somebody and be like, I didn't mean to hurt you. But if you hurt people, you hurt people. If people feel a way about you, they feel a way about you because those people that you talked about are the people that buy your books, that listen to this show, and they're hurt.
Ebony, what about words like average, mediocrity, typical, and the bigotry of low expectations? I think those are the words that hurt the working class.
You can sit here and say, no, I didn't hurt nobody. You hurt people out there that buy your books and follow you and support you.
You asked me to be quiet. Y'all, please. Y'all asked me to be quiet. I listened to your full statement. I understand you have a feeling about it.
And now that you talked for 22 minutes, and I just spoke for 60 seconds.
She is here to talk to him.
I know, but I'm just saying, I just spoke for 60 seconds.
We got ours off already. Let Ebony talk.
I'm just returning what she's saying.
Go ahead,
Don't act like I didn't let her speak. She spoke for 22 minutes.
Go ahead, Ebony. Let her talk. Don't do that. Let her go. Go ahead.